So I will give you some examples, but that's always going to be a challenge, right? Because anytime you put that, like a kid created sedimentation tanks, already you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm still trying to just struggle through calculus. But how do you get that as much as possible, even though, again, it's going to be hard to do that, is, I think of sometimes we, in our lower school particular, and it's always starting young, we have service projects where one, for example, is I think our kindergarten or first graders, actually they go and they take some of the pomegranates off the trees to help us keep our area clean. And we talk to them about, we need these kind of, this is what we need to do to make our community better. We need to keep up our areas. And you're a kindergartner, you're 5, but you can still do some amazing things to help our community. I know that may sound trite, but it's those kind of things as they're getting older, like you can make an impact at Harker, that amazing school that you love, by doing this or doing that. And hopefully they get to see a little bit that even the smallest things can impact me, I think in families as well. Your brother, sister's having a really hard time right now. If you can do this, that would really help the family unit. And be really gracious and thankful to them about that. That's an impact as well. You've really helped out our family by doing that. But again, I'm not naive enough to not think when you see, oh, these kids do this amazing thing, the kids are not going to think, gosh, I'm just struggling through calculus. I can't change the world right now. And so those are just things that we'll just have to, when we do try to continue to have conversations with. I know this year particularly, at the beginning of the year, I talked to some of our high school students about just that. And talk to them about how just saying thank you to people. And one of the things that I mentioned is that, and I noticed actually more of the kids doing this as I interact with them, just looking up and saying, good morning. Because when you do that, that makes an impact. You're saying, you make a difference. You are worth 2 seconds of my time to say hello and good morning. So we at least try to directly talk to our students about just little things that they can do to make an impact. Because as we said before, we know a lot of people are going through a lot of things that we don't know about. And just those little pieces can make huge impacts. So as much as we can talk about that, I think that's important.